TRS clips. That one channel where you get to explore the unexplored realms of knowledge. Whenever I've hosted spiritualists on the show,
Okay.
they use the term higher dimensions.
Yes.
Okay. Now we're living in 3D right now. Is the fourth dimension time?
No.
What's the fourth dimension?
So let's think about your tongue. Since we're doing this in India, flavor is very important to us. Now, the famous receptors on your tongue are sweet, salty, sour, and bitter. But you also have a pain receptor. You have a temperature receptor. So you started off with, let's say, 3 dimensions of sweet, salty, and sour. The fourth dimension wasn't time, it was bitter. The fifth dimension was pain. The sixth dimension was heat. So dimensions are just degrees of freedom. If I have an electric guitar and I have treble, mid, bass, reverb, volume, that's 5 dimensions. So you have to understand that to a mathematician, yes, there's a paradigm in which there are 3 spatial dimensions and 1 temporal dimension, and that's how we build up space-time. But there isn't the fourth dimension.
So you can't...
Well, I've given you 2 examples where the dimensions... Ranveer, you've been very sweet, worried about my delicate Gora tongue, right? And so the thing is that you keep talking about, can you take the spice? So, how do we measure that? We measure that on the Scoville scale. That's a dimension.
Gotcha.
Do you enjoy, Punjabi sweets? Well, that's a question of how sweet, the intensity of the sweetness. These are measured on different dimensions. So we don't have to name the dimensions. We have access to them. And in one problem, you're trying to set the sound levels. In another problem, you're trying to set the taste levels. And then another, you're trying to set the navigation system for interstellar travel.
Okay. This obserververse problem,
Yeah.
is this your main concern in life right now?
Sort of.
What are you up to?
None of your business. No, I'm just kidding. This is the most important thing that I do.
Most of your time goes into this?
No, but it is the most... Look, this is all fun. I'm having a great time. The world is in deep trouble. I'd like to help it. Okay. That's true. But there's only one thing I'm doing that changes everything. And whether that's true or that's false has yet to be adjudicated. But I am up to one thing that really, really matters, that makes everything else insignificant by comparison. And that's the observerse. And that's geometric unity. That's this theory. Because otherwise we're trapped here.
So what do you hope for it in the next 10 years, this piece of work?
I hope that it will be seriously examined and found to be correct, and that humanity will work together to try to figure out how to colonize the cosmos. That's really what I'm up to.
Have you hung out with Elon Musk?
No, we interact via messages. Okay. Elon is very mysterious in a way that somehow nobody seems to notice. One of his slogans is Ad Astra, to the stars, right? But you can't get to the stars using SpaceX because it's a chemical rocket company. So what the heck? He's not investing in physics. He was going to go into a physics grad school. I think he has a physics BA. So there's something very, very strange about Elon, which is that he's focused on getting to the stars. He doesn't seem to have any interest in physicists. And he has a chemical rocket company. What's going on? His real space company, I think, is not SpaceX. It's XAI. It's Grok.
Wow. Let's break this down a little more.
Sure. Look at the logo for Grok. I think it's like a black hole profile. Look at its slogan, to understand the universe. I think he's given up on the corruption of science. He keeps talking about the fact that he doesn't like the term researcher. He believes only in engineers. he's constantly really running down scientists. Now, I don't think he doesn't believe in scientists. I think he thinks that science has gotten corrupted and he doesn't want to deal with it. And I think what he's doing is he's building grok to do science in a time when humans are too corrupt to be truthful and real.
Could you share some thought bubbles related to the corruption of science?
No, not right now.
You might get into trouble?
No, it's not that. It's just, you want to talk about something inspiring.
Okay, but the world of science is basically corrupt for whatever reason.
In part.
So the research that should be happening for the benefit of humanity may not be happening to its best degree.
Look, a lot of science is not corrupt at all. It's just fine.
Okay.
But the science that will inspire you, that will change your life, that changes everything, is pretty corrupt.
Okay.
Because it's power. You see, you've had, I think, 3 science projects in, roughly speaking, your time change everything. First one is 2009 with Bitcoin, where the Bitcoin white paper creates a currency where nothing like it has ever existed. Amazing. Distributed computing is born. The blockchain comes out of nowhere. Then there's this proposal, I think called diffuse, that says, we could put a furin cleavage site in spike protein in coronavirus. And whatever that is, if that came from a lab, then it shut down planet Earth for 2 years. Killed millions. The third one is that in 2017, there was a paper called Attention is All You Need. And that is the paper that gave rise to the AI revolution. That's what it's like to live through a revolution. You have AI on your phone?
Yeah.
Do you deal with ChatGPT and voice?
Yeah.
It's crazy. You say, hey, write me a limerick. And then you say, no, actually, I want you to do it in Telugu. Then you say, I want you to compare some Mexican dish to some dish from Thailand. We've never had anything that can do this. This is a miracle that happened in our time together. What if we started having all sorts of miracles like that? Then you'd live in a transcendent world, which was a lot like the 20th century.
So this job which was assigned to scientists will now be assigned to artificial general intelligence or artificial super intelligence.
I don't even think it requires artificial general intelligence or super intelligence. It's already pretty good. This thing I said about Alphafold, if it's that good already, you don't know what's going to come. You may be waiting for it to become like a human, but maybe it doesn't need to be.
So I don't think this is an Elon conspiracy theory conversation going on here.
Yeah.
But effectively, if you're saying that Grok is doing the job that scientists were supposed to do for Elon Musk, could there be a version of Grok that he's using, which is being trained on all the usage of Grok globally? But this version is only accessible to Elon and his core team. And then they're using that to forward science for the sake of all their businesses.
Almost certainly he has a private version of Grok that you and I don't have.
Gotcha.
I mean, if you go to Grok and you ask it to take a photo and turn it into, well, you can ask it from a prompt to create a photo. And then if you ask to animate that photo, it gives you spicy mode, right? And then sometimes it will say, sorry, we can't show you the video you created because the AI moderator says that it's too spicy. I don't think Elon has that toggle switch set for him. That's a proof that he has a private version. And I know that some of the other AI companies have private versions because in part, sometimes they'll return racist answers, right? And so the researchers have to have a jailbroken copy that's different from the public released one. And that's why Gemini got into trouble because it kept lying in order to be politically correct.
Thank you for consuming this clip, दोस्तों. अगर ऐसे ही और clips explore करने हैं तो इस channel के playlists को ज़रूर explore करना.